Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, I, let's get into this whole Sunny thing, this whole Sunny scenes. There's something that's you know what, before I get started, I want to point out, well, a subscriber actually pointed this out to me. In my infinite wisdom yesterday, I was being sarcastic, and I was all like, oh, well, they call him Mike, because, you know, reasons. Yeah. You know what, I don't feel like pausing this, so I'm just going to take a quick minute. I ain't pausing this. J Carly 99 J Sam. Yeah, you're right. Michael Corinthos. I don't know why I've been watching this show since 2001. I don't understand how that escaped me, but it did, and yeah, thank you for pointing that out. So what is going on with Sonny's character? Like, does he just give off a vibe of, you could just be a dick to me? I say that because, okay, so him and that nurse comes in to her husband's bar, and, you know, she's like, you know, he just needs something to eat and a good night rest and some friendly conversation, and this guy, right off the bat, is just like being a dick to him. And I'm like, okay, I know that, you know, she has a history of picking up strangers or strays or whatever, but she's a good person. That's what she does. You know, that's within her nature. This is kind of one of the reasons why he probably married her. One second. So I'm just like, why are you acting like that? And then there's one point where this guy's like, you know, I don't understand what's going on. You can't remember anything? Why can't you remember anything? And I'm like, bro, this guy has a giant gash on his forehead, and you're gonna sit there and ask him, why can't you remember anything? I don't even know what to say to that. I really don't. By the way, I'm recording on something different, so can you please let me know, is the sound quality good? I don't know what's going on with my other tablet. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi or whatever, but I recorded on this earlier today, and I was able to get out my video within like 4 minutes. And I'm recording on my new tablet, and it's like, I don't know, an hour. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to be switching off and on to see what's going on. I don't know if it's the tablet or the Wi-Fi, but whatever. So yeah, let me know about the sound quality. What was I saying? I just got off on a tangent. So after he goes through a list of just being a dick to him for some reason, they start talking. At some point, literally, this guy comes in, right? I mean, he's clearly the bad guy because everyone just stops talking and watch this guy, and he just, you know, he has that look like, I'm the bad guy. I'm going to do something bad because that's what I do. And, you know, the wife, I can't remember her name, Vivian? I don't remember her name. But she's like, well, you know, sometimes he's, you know, because Sonny's like, you know, do you know this guy? And she's like, you know, sometimes, you know, these guys come in and they just do bad things, and my husband has a bad heart, otherwise he would just throw him out or whatever. So the guy, you know, Lenny, goes behind the counter. He's like, hey, you know, could I get you something? You know, what can I get you? Of course, the guy pulls out a gun because, you know, he's the bad guy, and that's you know what he does. So he pulls out a gun, and he's like, I want all the money and stuff like that. Now, you know, you got, you know, the guy standing there, Lenny standing there. You have his wife sitting down. Sonny is just looking at the situation like he's reading it. I'm sitting there thinking, my guy Sonny, he's about to come through. Save the day because he's Sonny. I say that because the last time I heard he saved the day was, I took like a break from GH, just soap operas in general, But from what I remember, Sonny was in a wheelchair, and something happened. I apparently, he saved the day somehow. I think this was during Alexa's wedding, Alexis and Julia's wedding. Sonny saved the day because he's just amazing like that. But I could be wrong because I didn't actually watch it. I'm sitting there thinking Sonny's going to do something at some point. But then it just kind of ends on a cliffhanger because, well, it's Friday and that's what we do. So, yeah, it ends on a cliffhanger. I guess we'll find out what happens on Monday. I say this is what happens if it happens on Monday because, well, last time I actually planned on watching General Hospital, well, some crazy people came in and did some real, I'm trying not to curse, but some crazy stuff happened, and, well, no one won that day, really. So, yeah. Fingers crossed. Now, let's go with Sam and Olivia. So, Alexis is burning photos because, reasons. And, Olivia's like, is that a good idea? Do you think that, your children may want to see it one day? And Sam's like, nope, just throwing it in the fire. I'm with it. It's, therapeutic. So she starts throwing stuff in the fire, all these pictures and stuff. I don't really... I mean, she says she felt better afterwards, but I'm like, okay, the memories are still there, but sure, whatever. So, at that point, she goes upstairs. Well, earlier, before she came downstairs to start, burning stuff down, Sam and Olivia talking about, is she innocent? Is Tracy up to no good? And at some point, I'm not gonna lie, Olivia kind of annoyed me a little bit. Because Sam was like, listen, are you willing to go all in? And Olivia's kind of like back and forth, like, should I go through with this? Should I find out if Tracy is really doing this stuff or not? I'm like, okay. But then, Olivia's like, what's the motive? Why would she be trying to frame Alexis for a DUI? And like I said, at some point when Alexis goes back upstairs, Olivia and Sam are still talking, and then Tracy comes to the door, and, she comes in, she's like, how is Alexis doing? Is she okay? Or whatever. At some point, I'm missing a part. So, before Tracy gets there, Sam calls up the alarm company. And they confirm that, Alexis, didn't activate the alarm she didn't activate to go inside. So that pretty much dismisses Tracy's story about how they came to the house to look for coffee, and then somehow she just drove her car off the road. So that whole story is BS, and now they gotta sit there and find out why. And at first Sam is like, it's a great idea. How about we just ask her? We just be very blunt, and we just ask her. Sam, I don't really understand what's going on with Sam's character, because before, she came to Port Charles, she was a con artist and stuff like that. Lying to people was the name of the game. You really think that Trace is just going to sit there and say, oh sure, I'll tell you every reason of why I framed Alexis? What the hell is... Sometimes I don't know with Sam. I really don't. She does things that I'm befuddled by. And I know it's the writers, but it's just like, what the hell are you doing with Sam? Like, that time when she, this is when the whole Drew thing, when she ran into danger, she knew that something was wrong with Drew. She felt like there was something that was going to go wrong, and she just runs into the room, no gun, none whatsoever, and winds up getting Drew shot when Drew actually was able to handle the situation by himself, but whatever. So yeah, Tracy comes, she starts talking. I don't remember exactly what they talked about, but when Tracy left, they were more suspicious of Tracy than even before. Before that, Tracy talked to Finn. Nothing really much going on. They pretty much just addressed the double wedding. Finn lied to Tracy about why, he's estranged with Jackie and his father. I'm like, they seem like they're really good friends. I would think you would sit there and tell her the real reason why, you and Jackie don't get along, but sure, we decided to lie. So, he lied, and I looked at my phone because I was like, yeah, I know this already. What else? Okay, this whole Michael, Sasha, Willow, Chase thing is just... it's just a mess. It's just a giant mess. Chase and Michael were sitting there talking, and they talked about, they brought up the date between Chase and Willow. And apparently, Willow left out some few things, like the fact that they actually kissed. So that set Michael off. Before then, Chase was just sitting there telling Michael to watch his back because his dad is gone, and, there was some people that got killed, and, yeah. So just watch your back, But then he found out, about the whole kiss thing, and he was like, alright, I gotta go home to confront my wife, who I have feelings for and don't have feelings for, and I don't know. Okay. Now let's talk about Sasha and, Willow. Because I felt like I needed a glass of wine just to try to get through whatever they were talking about. They started chit-chatting a little bit. Nothing crazy. Just kind of light stuff or whatever. But throughout this talk, pretty much what you get is the fact that, Willow is in love with... She has feelings for both Michael and Chase, and she doesn't know what to do. And what she was trying to do was to, have Sasha choose for her by going after Michael. And Sasha was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna... Really? Was that really necessary? Sasha was like, nah, I'm good. I want Michael to be happy either way. You need to talk to Michael. You need to figure it out. Figure out whatever this is. And I knew that was going to wind up happening. She was going to genuinely have feelings for Michael, but still, those feelings for Chase didn't go away. So she's wondering what to do. And I'm just like, I don't know if the writers just put themselves in a position where they're just like, I don't know, like, do we write ourselves in a corner or what? I know sometimes you need to shake up the so-called status quo, but this whole thing is a mess. And I feel like, I have a feeling, and this is just my feeling personally, that the actress that played Nell might have been supposedly on this show longer than the way that she exited the show. But that's just my guess, because I feel like there's more to what could have happened as a result. But now it's like the actors left, and now I feel like they're just kind of picking up the pieces. So I feel like this is the reason why this whole love triangle, square, whatever, is the way it is. What else we got? Okay, last one is Jason Brick having a meeting with, Cyrus. So, they talk about a lot of stuff. They talk, obviously talk about a lot of stuff. Cyrus is still asking for his mother. And at some point, they talk about this group called the Novak Gang, or the Novaks. And, long story short, pretty much what Cyrus did was Cyrus took out the Novaks. And this is just my interpretation of it. Cyrus took out the Novaks. They're part of the 5 families. So if you take out one family, the rest of them gang up on you. And this is just my theory. Why does this... It's like it jumps. My theory is that, Cyrus took out the Novak so that way the 5 families could gang up on Jason. This way he doesn't actually have to do any work, and he could just kind of sit back, counting his money, looking pretty. That's just my theory about it. But pretty much Cyrus is like, listen, whoever took them out, you know, you owe them some gratitude and, you know, with interest or whatever. And when Cyrus left, you know, because he brought, you know, when he brought up, you know, you have my mother or whatever. And when Cyrus left, Brick was like, so when did you start going into the business of, you know, kidnapping helpless old ladies? And, you know, Jason was like, you know, sometimes bad things happen to good people. Bro, that didn't even sound good coming out of your mouth. Like, and I know that he's not going to really tell Brick what really happened because, you know, Jason and Carly is ride or die, literally. I feel like there's something I should say about that, but I'm just not going to. Yeah, at this point, there was one point where he was talking. I think this is when my theory kind of played out. Why is everyone on YouTube taking a break? At some point, Cyrus is sitting there talking to Brick, and Jason is just like, whatever this drink is just seems hard, like a hard liquor, hard scotch. And I'm not a drinking person. I mean, I have my drinks, and let's be honest, I'm kind of a lightweight. But my point is, he was like angry drinking, like he had the weight of the world in his shoulder with each gulp or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of paused there. I just found it kind of funny. But if my theory pans out about Cyrus taking out the Novak so that way the 5 families can come after Jason, well, that's pretty damn smart. You know, Carly said to Jason that do not underestimate Cyrus. You gotta think about this for a minute. Cyrus has been in this game for a while. And yeah, Jason has been, you know, in it since he was like 20 or whatever. But like, I mean, the dude's older than you. He has experience. This isn't his first go around. And I feel like with Jason, I'm like, he's usually very smart, cool, calm, and collective. But sometimes you gotta kind of know when you're outwit, you know? And, you know, Jason's not the prideful person, but I don't know. I feel like there's a good chance that Cyrus can outmaneuver, Jason because of his experience. But I guess time will tell. And awesome. I guess time will tell. So, with that being said, I think that's about it. Let me double check. Yes. So, with that being said, I think that's actually about it. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I'm going to be uploading with my other tablet as well. So, and like I said, I'll tell you the truth, going forward, I'm going to try to make a schedule. Some sort of schedule where, you know, at least on going from Tuesday through Friday, I'm going to try to have my videos out no later than 9 o'clock. I'm going to try. I want to thank everyone for watching my videos. I know sometimes they come out kind of late, super late sometimes, even later than I wanted it to be. So I want to thank everyone for watching my videos. Even, you know, watching it the next day. You know, given the fact that I'm not the only person that does, you know, soap opera reviews, GH reviews in particular. I want to thank everyone for, you know, watching. And also commenting, too. You know, writing comments and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I was being all sarcastic yesterday. I was all like, oh, Mike, because that's his name. And I thought about that work like, wow. Wow. Like when I read that comment, I was like, wow. Been watching the show since 2001, and somehow I forgot that Mike is short for Michael. The second. Michael the second. So bad. So bad. Because technically, I'm a second also, and I just don't know how I missed that. And I'm rambling. So, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Safe weekend. And, yeah. Let me know about the quality of this one. I will see everyone in the next review.